Hello everyone. In this video we are going to discuss Mohr-Coulomb failure criterion from the chapter shear strength. So in previous video we have discussed that shear failure in soil occurs due to critical combination of principal stresses, that is critical combination of major principal stress and minor principal stress. And for one soil, there are multiple combinations for which shear failure takes place. Now in this video, we are going to discuss the criteria which should be satisfied by these major and minor principal stresses to cause shear failure. Now let us assume a small soil element which is subjected to critical combination of principal stresses. So this is major principal stress sigma 1. This is minor principal stress sigma 3. So since this is a critical combination, then shear failure of the soil will occur. Now let us assume that soil fails along the surface AB. This surface AB is inclined at an angle theta f with the major principal plane. Let sigma f be the normal stress acting on the failure plane and tau f be the shear stress acting on this failure plane. So this stress system can be represented on Mohr circle. Now this is the Mohr circle for the stresses on soil element. So here point F represents major principal stress sigma 1, point E represents minor principal stress sigma 3. The plane AB in the soil element is represented by line BE because as the point B touches the failure's envelope, that means point BE is failure surface. So BE represents failure surface AB. This BE is inclined at an angle theta f with the major principal plane or x-axis. So in soil element also, the surface AB is inclined at an angle theta f with major principal plane. The stresses represented by point B is normal stress sigma f and shear stress tau f. So these stresses are stresses which are acting on this failure plane AB. Angle subtended by failure envelope at x-axis is phi. It is called angle of frictional. OC is called as cohesion. Point C is the midpoint of E and C. That's why its coordinates will be equal to sigma 1 plus sigma 3 divided by 2. CF is the radius of the circle, which will be half of EF. That means sigma 1 minus sigma 3 divided by 2. And line AO will be equal to C cot phi. Now Mohr-Coulomb failure criterion can be expressed in terms of principal stresses. Means we will have to derive the relationship between the principal stresses sigma 1 and sigma 3. So that equation will be the Mohr-Coulomb failure criteria, and that equation should be satisfied for failure to occur. If the equation is not satisfied, then failure will not occur in the soil element. The stresses on failure plane BE at failure is indicated by point B on the Mohr circle. So sigma f and tau f are the stresses on the failure planes. From triangle ABC, A, B and C, we can see that sin phi equal to BC upon AC. where BC is radius. So BC will be equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 3 divided by 2. And we can write AC as AO plus OC. So sin phi becomes equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 3 divided by 2 divided by AO is C cot phi and OC is half sigma 1 plus sigma 3. So if we further simplify the equation, we will get sigma 1 minus sigma 3 equal to 2c cot phi into sin phi plus sigma 1 plus sigma 3 sin phi. Now cot phi into sin phi is equal to cos phi. Hence equation will become sigma 1 minus sigma 3 equal to 2c cos phi plus sigma 1 plus sigma 3 sin phi. So this is equation in terms of total stresses. Now if we consider the effective stresses, then in terms of effective stresses, the above equation will become sigma 1 bar minus sigma 3 bar equal to 2c dash cos phi dash. Means c is replaced by c dash and phi is replaced by phi dash plus sigma 1 bar plus sigma 3 bar into sin phi dash. So if we further simplify this equation, that means terms containing sigma 1s are taken on one side, then we will get sigma 1 bar minus sigma 1 bar into sin phi dash equal to 2c dash cos phi dash plus sigma 3 sin phi dash plus sigma 3. So from this side we will take sigma 1 common. So this term will become sigma 1 into 1 minus sin phi dash. And from this side we will take sigma 3 common. Then we will get sigma 3 into sin phi dash plus 1. So this equation will be simplified as sigma 1 bar equal to 2c dash cos phi dash divided by 1 minus sin phi dash plus sigma 3 bar sin phi plus 1 divided by 1 minus sin phi. So we have divided the above equation by 1 minus sin phi dash. Now we can write cos phi dash divided by 1 minus sin phi dash as tan 45 degree plus phi by 2. And we can write sin phi plus 1 divided by 1 minus sin phi as tan square 45 degree plus phi by 2. So sigma 1 bar will be equal to 2c dash tan 45 degree plus phi dash by 2 plus sigma 3 tan square 45 degree plus phi dash by 2. So this is the Mohr-Coulomb failure criteria. The principal stresses sigma 1 bar and sigma 3 bar should satisfy this equation so that the failure will occur. We can also write tan square 45 degree plus phi dash by 2 as 1 plus sin phi dash divided by 1 minus sin phi dash. So the equation for sigma 1 bar will be sigma 1 bar equal to sigma 3 bar into 1 plus sin phi dash divided by 1 minus sin phi dash. This equation or this failure criteria is extensively used for the determination of earth pressure on retaining wall and many other applications. The angle theta f, which is an angle of inclination of failure plane AB with the principal axis, can be determined with the help of this value phi, which is angle of shearing resistance. But as the failure depends upon effective stresses and not the total stresses, this phi becomes equal to phi dash and cohesion become equal to C dash. So this is the same Mohr circle we have discussed. So in order to find the value of theta f, which is angle of inclination of failure plane with the principal plane, so to find the value of theta f, we can use the value of phi. Now let us consider triangle ABC. So in this triangle, angle B is 90 degree because this is tangent and this is radius. So tangent and radius makes angle of 90 degree. So angle BAC plus angle BCA will be 90 degree. So angle BAC is phi plus angle BCA equal to 90 degree. So angle BCA will be 90 degree minus phi dash. Similarly, from the figure we can see that angle ACB or angle BCA plus angle BCF is equal to 180 degree because it makes a horizontal line. But angle BCA is 90 minus phi dash and angle BCF is 2 theta f, which is equal to 180 degree. So 2 theta f becomes equal to 180 minus 90, 90 plus phi dash. So theta f becomes equal to 45 degree plus phi dash by 2. So this way we can obtain the value of theta f, which is angle of inclination, using angle of friction. Thank you for watching.